Hello, we are Team Bravo. Our team consists of Brennan Hannipol, Will Kellogg, and myself, Joe Chung. I am first going to go over the overall strategy that our team implemented for the ERP simulation, and then Brennan is going to go over some graphs on some data we acquired throughout the entire simulation and how we would react to the simulation if we had to do it over again. And Will is going to explain our quarter results. It was a team effort with individual concentrations. Brennan was responsible for production runs, Will was responsible for prices, and I was responsible for marketing. But based on availability, our group members made changes and without the consent of the group, as long as we communicated the changes and effects throughout the group. Our initial strategy for the simulation was to always be producing. We had to have zero downtime. Also, another initial strategy was to choose a less popular flavor to begin with to gain a competitive edge, and we chose mixed fruit. And fortunately, this was a good choice because it sold well for us in the first quarter. And also, another strategy for us was to start at average market prices and also average marketing. Our intention was to acknowledge the market trends and adjust accordingly. Our marketing was based on results from regional sales. Marketing was basically higher for regions that had higher sales, and for regions that had low sales, our marketing was slim to none. Communication was obviously significant for us because there's such a strong correlation between production runs, the sales, and marketing. Initially, we maintained prices between 10 cents and $2.25 on average for our market prices for all products. Now I'm going to pass it over to Brennan for data on some graphs.
So the next few slides are going to give you a good look of our production process. This is only one of the serials that we produced through the whole thing, but we used a cyclical scheduling process for our whole entire project. So this is 4 quarters worth of data. The bar chart represents the sales values that we had, and the line is the price that we had throughout the 4 quarters of data. As you can see, the higher we raised the price, the lower our sales went down. So we realized that if we lower the price, the faster we would sell, which isn't all that good, really, but we figured it out. This is the raisin muesli, which was our next in line for the cyclical schedule. And right here you can see we raised the price way up and our sales went way down. Throughout the whole process, we kept it between all the cereals between $3.20 and $5.20 in the price range. Our last cereal that we were producing was the nut muesli, and this is our sales price for that. Again, you see the higher price and the lower sales. But right here, I don't know, it's weird, we got more sales right there. Alright, this chart represents the units sold for the bar chart, and the line chart represents the percentage of sales that we made. And at the end, you can see that we always sold 100% of our sales. This is the mixed fruit sales, and at the beginning, we got around 200,000 for the first quarter because that was our first cereal that we sold. But in a cyclical schedule, it'll go up and down because we only had 30 days to complete the process, and 3 of them going continuously in a row kind of slows down from quarter to quarter for one cereal. We also got raisin in the first quarter, but as you can see, it went down a lot in the second quarter because the third cereal in the cyclical schedule was producing much more. And you can see the variation right there too with the bar chart and the percentage of sales that we made. And really we did what we wanted to with the cyclical schedule, but we weren't consistent enough with it to be 100% effective. So now, Will's going to talk to you about some of the results and adjustments that we made throughout the whole process of this simulation.
Our quarter one results. We were making batches of 200,000 units. We were not able to completely sell all of these units for our mixed fruit batch. We were able to sell all 200,000 units of the raisin batch, and the reason for our low number of boxes sold for our nut batch is because we got a start on the production run very late in the third quarter, or first quarter. We made some adjustments going into the second quarter. Our initial production changed from 200,000 units to 100,000 units. This was an attempt to react to market volatility. We could have more products on hand in order to sell whichever one was at a higher price. We finished the production run of nut muesli, and then started our smaller production runs. We kept the price at market levels. Periodically, prices were dropped to increase sales in order to get rid of inventory, which did not always prove to be the best technique. Our quarter two results, our prices were very volatile, between $3.99 and $4.99. They were set at higher levels in order to produce maximum margins. At the end of the first quarter, approximately 30,000 boxes of mixed fruit remained in our inventory. At the end of the first quarter, our production runs were nut and raisin muesli, which sold very well for us, but we did not acknowledge this at the time and weren't able to increase our prices, therefore increasing our price margin and perhaps holding on to some inventory. Our quarter two results continued. We continued producing mixed fruit. We should have switched our production over to raisin and nut muesli based on their inventory turnovers. They were selling faster. It was not beneficial to produce mixed fruit twice, which we did in an attempt to save on setup cost and setup time. Wasn't beneficial enough. We should have stuck to our cyclical scheduling to increase our consistency with our products. We made some adjustments for quarter three. We stopped making 100,000 units. It proved to not be as profitable as making 200,000 units. We lowered the prices for all of our products in an attempt to increase sales. We had 3 complete production runs in the third quarter with residual inventory from the previous quarters. We were able to sell every box we made in the third quarter, which is not a good sign. In fact, we had lower margins in this quarter than all previous quarters, based on our pricing strategy. We kept prices slightly lower, except for the mixed boxes that we had a price of $4.85. We went out on a limb and they kept those prices high. We sold over 200,000 raisin boxes for $700,000. We sold 200,000 nut for $800,000, but we sold over 200,000 boxes of mixed fruit muesli, which gave us a profit of over $1 million. So based on this information, we should have kept our prices at a higher level. For our fourth quarter result, the goal was to have the best financial record in this quarter to date. We produced through the end of the simulation based on the knowledge that inventory was not a liability. We raised the prices on all of our products based on the success of the mixed fruit muesli of the third quarter. And now Brendan is going to send us off with some things that we learned throughout the simulation.
Okay. In the end, there's a few things that we realized that we would do differently throughout the whole project. One, price higher to keep a healthy inventory. We were kind of up and down with our prices, so sometimes we would sell fast when we really wanted to keep a stronger inventory. Also, running out of inventory creates a weaker profit margin, and our aim is to get the highest profit margin as possible, so we weren't doing the very best with that we could. Also, we realized with other groups that buying 0.5 kilogram boxes is actually more profitable because the materials cost less than the 1 kilogram boxes, as in like the bags in the box that come with the cereal itself. Also, we weren't as consistent as we wanted to be again with the cyclical scheduling, but we realized that is really the best way to get a good profit out of this whole thing. And we'll remember to do that if we ever have to go out there in the real world and try something like this. And that's it. Thank you for listening.